Marvellous. A little bit.
And a very good morning to you, just on 2 minutes past 8 here on Manx Radio TT. And we'll just get Charlie a bit more volume in his headphones. If we had an engineer around, we'll do that. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get up and do it for him, because that's the kind of gentleman I am. I've got to look after. I'm going to go past the cameras. And Charlie, you should be on that one there. How's that, Charles? That's all right. Brian, is that okay for you? Is that all right for you? Good, okay.
See, if you're watching us on Facebook Live, then you will see all of this happening.
Yeah, we do, yeah.
We are down at the Shore Studio, of course, at the back of the grandstand. It's very exciting. We've already got people listening in Chiang Mai.
In where?
Chiang Mai in Thailand.
Oh, right, okay. Yep. So it's somewhere near Foxdale, that or something. John McGuinness, Charlie Williams, Brian Reid and Philip McCallan. We do have Brian Reid, we do have Charlie Williams. John will be here, I know that, and Philip McCallan will be here. Charlie, great to see you. Really is nice to see you. You're looking fit as a butcher's dog, as they say.
Well, yeah, I do my best, you know. I was just thinking about my putting the level up in my headphones there, you know. Of course, that's a sign of age, isn't it? You know,
it's not mine. And look at mine. Mine's wound up to about 5 o'clock at night.
I know. And speaking of that, I'm going to knock mine up.
I used to in the early days remember working on here with Jeff, the late Jeff Cannell, and Jeff used to have his you just couldn't turn the knob any further, you know, and you'd mistakenly sometimes pick his headphones up, almost blow out the seat.
Well, your son, who's up in the studio, Chris Williams. Yeah, say hello to Chris, by the way.
Yeah, I just did. I didn't. Morning, Chris. You all right, mate?
He's all right, yes. He'll probably shout back in your ears. I follow him in the morning on Normal Manx radio show. And I tell you what, unbelievable the level of headphone he has in his headphones. And I have to his is about 4:30, and mine's about 1 o'clock. The level is just incredible. Really? I know, just get
I know the feeling, that's all I can say.
How's it been so far for you, TT?
It's been fantastic, hasn't it? Absolutely brilliant. Really, really incredible. I'm just talking to one of the guys in the RST shop next door, Warren, and say, you know, I've been involved with this event for so many years now, and I've never known such continually good weather. It's just absolutely amazing. And of course, we've seen because of that, we've seen some fantastic racing as well, which probably we've never seen the like of it before. Again, you know, race after race after race being so good. Yeah,
it's mega. Yesterday was good as well. Very good morning to you, Brian Reid. How are you, Reedy? All right? Good.
Well, yes.
Tell you what, you're taking some VIPs and dignitaries around the place, aren't you? Here this week.
Yeah, we were busy yesterday. There's a lot of people just wanting to have a look around and get to the top of the tower and all that, and test your legs walking up the steps to the top of the tower.
It is a long way. Try running up there in a fireproof romper suit when your batteries have gone flat or something like that. That's not the ideal situation. And they're just
don't encourage that.
And just between the bungalow and Cronknamona, and they come in for the pit stop. You can hardly breathe. It's not the best situation. But Brian, I think to echo what Charlie just said as well, there. What a week so far, racing wise.
Yeah, the racing's been fantastic. Somebody asked me yesterday, did I think the lap record would go, and I said, you know, because of the weather, everybody's going for it, and couldn't see why it wouldn't be broken, and it was. So fantastic. And both races were unbelievable, especially the stock race was right down to the wire. And you know, watched some of the live shots on and Michael got caught up with the back marker on the mountain. I think that's what lost it for him. Don't know if he said anything about it.
He did say that. He said he got caught up a little bit with the back marker. Well, I think he said he got... No, I can't repeat what he said, actually. I'll be in a little bit of bother, yeah. And it was a cracking race. But we'll look back at yesterday's race in a bit more detail a while. John McGuinness, good morning, sir.
Morning.
How are you doing?
Tired.
It's
a bit early, isn't it?
It's a bit early, yeah. I know.
Just out of bed.
Just out of bed. That's all right. That's just so fine. That's
disappointed.
Fine.
The sun's not out.
I know.
A complete week and a half.
I know.
It will be, John. Any time now.
Feels right disappointing, doesn't it? After you've had so much good weather, you're like, what's going on? But this is probably
this is normally
standard,
a really good day on the Isle of Man.
This is standard weather, isn't it? Yeah, but no, it's good. Yep, all good. Been an interesting week. Sat on the other side of the fence. I've been out in many places on the track watching, and yeah, it still blows me away completely. Been at some fast bits, some slow bits, and yeah, the boys are flying. And
did you get out? Were you out for the stock race yesterday?
Yeah, I was at Rozzie's garden and Braille, and I've been loads of times, but it still shocks me every time we come through. You know, just the atmosphere. You know, you can hear Tim in the tower building it up, and then as soon as they drop the clutch, you can sort of hear them coming down Braille, full tilt, and it still makes me jump out of my skin every time.
Imagine what it's like then for the people that stand on Braille or such places for the very first time, and I love to see the expression on their faces.
It was really cool. Like at Rozzie's there, she's raising a bit of money for the Rob Vine Fund, and lovely lady. There's loads of people in the garden. And next door neighbour's got absolutely no interest whatsoever. She's in the back weeding and that. Right, miserable old cow. So she's not interested in anything. I just think, how can you live on the TT track and not be interested in the TT? But, yeah, I mean, you have to do a bit of garden hopping to get through. So I'm still on my crutches a bit. So yeah, it was over a few spiky fences and through. But I think Valentino Rossi's been there. All the top guys have been in that garden. So
I was just thinking then, of the certain different people I've watched over the years watching a race for the first time, or someone come past for the first time, and about in the mid-90s, Gary Nixon came over here from America to do some racing at Mallory Park, and Steve Parrish fetched him over here, you see. And we went to Milltown Cottage, and Andy Kershaw had purloined a load of pallets from Ramsey Bakery and put them on top of the hedge on the left-hand side there. Just as you come around the left hand and you see Milltown Cottage, we were all sat there. There was a big gang of us. Parrish was with us, Andy Kershaw, John Peel, the late John Peel was with us, and Barry Woodland, and Glenn English, a big gang of us. And we knew the race had started, and we'd all sort of retreated back onto the hedge to sit on these pallets, all apart from Gary, who was still on, sort of crouched down with a bottle of beer in his hand, and the first bike came through, and he turned round, he dropped the beer, he turned round and scrambled on top of the pallets. He said, "These guys are effing mad," he said. And that was a man who'd done everything. That fella had done so much racing in the States. He'd been AMA champion, he'd done everything, But by God, it frightened him to death.
This is funny. A lot of the stories of people that through this week. You've seen lots of people putting stuff on social media, and they obviously brought their friends for the first time. I think I mentioned it the other day about the chap halfway up Cronkervody Straight, just before the little junction for Little London, etc. And there's a chap just sat there, as these young fellas do, with their little GoPro cameras just like that, not on a selfie stick, I might add, just doing this with his hand, and he's like that, and you can hear his mate going just laughing in the background, and he's laughing, and you can just see in the distance coming over the top of Lamb Fell, and you see this guy going, the first bike like that, it's like that, and it went past, and his face dropped, and I'm not kidding you. When you see a cat or a dog and they get themselves into a ball and they try and back away from something, that's exactly what he did. He absolutely, I don't think he was too impressed, but that is what it's all about, and that's what make that guy, when he gets over it, come back to the Isle of Man, and he'll send it, because people love that excitement and danger. If you go to Donington Park, you're not getting that close, are you? Nowhere near.
No race circuit now, really. Well, apart from the roads in Ireland, that's the only place, yeah.
How do you get in touch, Chrissy? Any questions for us this morning, please?
Yeah, there's already some questions coming in. You can get in touch in the usual way, so you can text 166 If you just start your message TT, that will help us, please. You can email studio@radiott.com. We are on social media. It's very simple, at Manx Radio TT, and we are on Facebook Live, and there's quite a few messages coming in already. So hello to Sue, who says good morning to everyone, loving the show already. Chris, morning everyone, loving these TT stories already, all the best from Cambodia. We've got Cambodia listening. We've got Nikki, who's saying morning boys, nice to see the face to match the voice, Charlie, so that's lovely as well. Claire, great to hear how it makes John jump out of his skin. That's what you do for us, John.
I said that to the marshals at Goresley. I said, I don't look like that, do I? He says, yeah, you do. I was like, oh dear. And then
you were looking like that on Saturday when you were going round, because of course you've not just been watching it, have you?
No, I had a spin. Yeah, I had a spin on the Norton, and
a little spin. He calls it a spin.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I was that excited about doing it, and I needed it for myself. I've been off a bike for over 12 months, and I never even tried my leathers on before I got on the bike. I thought, I hope I haven't put too much weight on and get in these things. And silver does not very pretty, is it? I look like a chicken in silver foil or something.
DeHaven from Little Britain in one of his
his little silver. I look like I was wrapped in tin foil. So, but you've got to look quite good in silver. You've got to look the right shape. But I've only just sat on the Norton and sort of. Oh, that'll do. The handlebars will do. And I looked down rail. I thought it just happened so fast. I thought could have done with a few laps at Donington just to ease myself in. And I thought, well, let's go. Drop the clutch and straight into sixth gear. And I was like, down rail. And I thought, I hope my leg stays on. I went through bottom of rail. My leg didn't snap off. I thought, that's good now. So it just got it out of my system. There's no other place like getting something out of your system like bottom of rail and over Aggo's Leap and that. But it was really, really special. Reception I got around the track was incredible. I sort of wanted to take a wave everywhere, but I also wanted to get stuck in a little bit as well in a few places. So, but yeah, amazing from all the marshals and the fans and everything. So, felt really, really good.
What did you feel like when they got to the Mountain Mile for the first time, and then you got up over the top, and the whole of the island just opened up in front of you again, and you thought, I'm back?
Stunning. It was really, really stunning. You know, it's no better feeling than doing something like that. Those super bikes, you forget how fast they are. You know, they are so fast, and pulling and pulling and pulling. It's like a V4. I've never really ridden a V4 around here. And it's really linear power, and it was just. I mean, I'm still feeling it now. My arms and my legs are killing me, and I only did one lap. So I remember when I was, going well around here. You just sort of do your first 2 laps, and you'd be like, oh, how am I going to do the week? But you get into it and get used to it, and your muscles get used to it and things. But I tell you, I was puffing and panting after that first lap. But no, it was great. I mean, at one stage I thought I was never going to be able to ride a motorbike again. I went through quite a lot of pain and stress, and not just for me, for the family and everything. So it was good for us all, really, just to ride again.
We were talking the other day, actually, with some of the guys that were on the show about the fact that, because you've all had crashes, you've all injured yourselves, and we were just sort of talking about what it is that makes you want to just immediately go back out there again, because most people would think, okay, that's enough, and move on. But, I mean, Charlie, you've had a fair share of crashes. What makes you go back on again?
52 in all.
52?
Yeah. Well, that sounds an awful lot, but that's over a period of 15 years, so it's like 3 a year, isn't it? Something like that, a little bit more, 3 points something a year.
Only Charlie would count them all. Have the stats.
Okay, we'll start that. Okay, no, but
just thinking that, Brian.
Some of them are just stupid, just toppling off somewhere. There's been oil on the track. There's been no flags out, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, unfortunately, I only had one real bad one, and that was the Ulster Grand Prix in 1976, when I bust my leg very badly. A very similar injury to what John's had, except mine's left leg and his was right. But in those days they didn't have the external fixators, and it was just all pieced together with a bit of bone out of my hips and stuff like that. And you ask what makes you get going again? Well, firstly, I think the most important thing is to convince yourself it wasn't your fault. Okay, sometimes it is, and sometimes you've got to take it on the chin. But if you convince yourself it's not your fault, and many times it isn't, then at least that you don't lack confidence in that respect the next time you go out. And why do you want to go out? Well, it's in my case, and John's case, and Brian's case, it was our livings. That's what we did. And if we didn't race, we didn't earn. It was as simple as that. There was no medical insurance and stuff like that. It was just we had to get out there as soon as possible. Fortunately for me, my accident at the Ulster Grand Prix was August, and I missed the rest of that season. But by the time we got to March in 1977, I was back racing again. So it wasn't too bad. It was a long process, but it was almost, you could say it happened at the right time of year, I suppose. But yeah, you just want to get back on them. Well, actually, maybe I'm a bit blasé when you say you want to get back on them again, but I think you need to get back on as soon as possible, and just get your frame of mind, get your body used to it again, and yeah, I think, and you say the same, Brian, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's I had a crash at Handley's, and pretty big one, and had metalwork fitted, and I was so sore. I went home and lay around for ages, and I thought to myself, do I really want to be doing this anymore? But once the pain starts to fade, then you want to get back on again. Can I do it again? And went out in the Ulster Grand Prix and threw the crutches away and got on the podium, and that was it. Back racing again, and
you soon forget about it, don't you? You soon forget about it.
You forget about it. Once the pain goes, you forget about it, John. That's
you
just want to get back on.
They all say we're made of different stuff, don't they? All the surgeons and things.
Yeah.
I don't think we're mad, but I don't think they really understand it. The passion and what it means to us all to race and ride bikes and things.
We were very fortunate in Chester. There was an orthopaedic surgeon called John Walkden in Chester Hospital, and John wasn't particularly a motorcycle fan. But he just loved all sport, and he understood why we did it, because he had rugby players that he looked after and things like that, but he understood it. And I think if you've got someone like that, it doesn't half help, he was so... I remember breaking my collarbone at Donington Park, And I'd got a 24-hour race in a fortnight, Barcelona 24-hour race. So I called John up from the circuit at home, and at his house, and I said, look, I bust my collarbone. He said, right, come and see me. Met me in the private hospital in Chester. I didn't have any private cover or anything like that. Met me there. And I always remember, he looked at it sort of, he said, we need to get some wire in this. He said, so he made a phone call, and he said, right, there's a bed ready for you in the infirmary, just nip up there and I'll come and do it this afternoon. And that was the sort of thing, and he'd always, unfortunately, although I foolishly thought I'd make it for Barcelona, there was no way I was going to do a 24-hour race around Montjuic Park. It was impossible, and Honda sussed that out, so they called me down to their place, and we went to Harley Street, and I got inspected by one of their doctors, and he said,
that's very posh,
which is the right thing.
That's very posh, Charlie.
Yeah.
Things have changed now a little bit at Honda. Yeah. I didn't get that chance, and I bust my leg.
Just on 8:17 and a half here on Manx Radio TT. We've got John McGuinness, we've got Charlie Williams and Brian Reid in on the chat show. We'll take a short break, and